Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. Yeah, you know what it is. Hard worker, scrappy, unfiltered, and sometimes unhinged football content. Hard to explain, but you know it when you see it. Doing it daily our way. I don't know what you're talking about right now. Redraft and Dynasty Fantasy Football, we got you covered. You know their defense is ranked like 31st in the NFL? NFL draft prospects and rookies? Now you know you in the right place for that.
Absolutely.
All right, then stop saying it. Then we're done. And prop bets with my man Jay Rich.
Count that money, man.
Now wipe the crust out of your eyes, get you a cup of coffee. It's time to wake your ass up with Ray G. You honestly are making absolutely no sense and you sound silly as hell. Let's get it, let's get it, let's get it. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good people. Welcome to the show. It's your boy GQ. Jay Rich is on the screen with me. Did not mean for him to be here. Get out of here, Jay. We got to give you a proper intro. Good to be here. It is Monday, October the 24th, 2022. Y'all decided to wake y'all asses up with Ray G. And for that, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all being here. It is fantasy football therapy session. Jay, we got a nice show sheet lined up for the people. And we're just going to talk it out. We've got to have a therapy session because this season is wild. This is a wild season of fantasy football. I know y'all all feel it. The NFL is off the chain. But let's bring everybody in. Jay, how you doing this morning, baby?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I just hope that Miss McDaniel isn't watching the show. I hope that she is. I hope
Miss McDaniel is watching, man. That's it. For y'all who may be new, we have a frequent visitor of the show, Breece Hall's mother, Miss McDaniel. LaRonda comes in. She's a part of the Wake Up community. We're sending thoughts and prayers to her son. Our fantasy football savior, the RB1, went down last week, and we'll get to that in a minute. Jay, but I don't even need this. It's good, but I don't need it because your boy GQ, I've been cleared. I've been cleared, medically cleared to return to action, sort of, kind of. So I woke up 5 a.m. Yeah, woke up at 5 a.m., got me a workout in, squatting, working out. So basically, at the rehab place, physical therapy place I go to, the record for like a normal person coming back from an Achilles tear is 5 months. 5 months is the record. And the test to really see if you are back is single leg heel raises. So standing on one foot and then elevating up your foot like that. That's the test, right? I'm gonna beat the record. I'm gonna be back. Jay. I'm gonna get back. I'm dedicated to it, baby. Got up this morning. I'm feeling good. But shout out to one of our sponsors, Michelle Adoro Coffee. Jay, talk to him about Michelle Adoro.
Man, so the biggest thing here, 2 pieces of news for you. If you go to their website and you sign up with the code WAKEUP, you will now get 15% off because they'd be like, you know what, you guys are doing a good job. We'll give you 15% now. And on top of that, if you go to their website, link in the description, sign up for their email list, you can get additional discounts and other products tailored to the products that you order. So definitely go check it out. Go get yourself a cup of Michelle Adoro. Obviously, we've been talking about it forever. It's phenomenal, man. People, not even just us, whether it's in the Discord, on Twitter, they hit us up. They say, wow, this stuff is really good. You guys aren't bullshitting. And it's not that expensive. Authentic Italian coffee, 70 years in business. Go check it out, man. It's really, really good. Go yourself some Michelle Adoro, man. It's really
good stuff, man. But we got a lot to get into today. Jay. Scott Connor's Destination Dynasty podcast is out now. So make sure you go to the DD radio feed. Listen to Scott. Teach Us Get Better. I don't know what he's talking about this week. I'll listen to it on the ride into work.
Quarterbacks, part 2.
QBs, part 2.
Yeah.
I'm just trying
and he talked about Breece Hall's injury as well.
Oh, boy. I'm just trying not to spill my coffee today. That's the main goal, not to spill the coffee. But, Jay, let's get into the news real quick and then dive into it, all right?
Yep.
The biggest news in the world of sports. Covered and brought to you by one man, Jordan Richards. This is Straight Facts, presented by Michelle Adoro.
So one piece of news that I don't think everyone caught right away is that J.K. Dobbins is actually on IR. They put him on IR and activated Gus Edwards prior to the game on Sunday. Gus Edwards did look great, scored 2 touchdowns. But getting into the actual news from Sunday, Christian McCaffrey made his debut, and Ray, I cannot even tell you how good that man looked in the San Francisco 49ers jersey. I almost wanted to buy one on the spot.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey did look great. I believe he had 8 carries for 40 yards and then caught a couple passes to the backfield. He's going to be really good. Everyone who was kind of unsure about starting him, you kind of had to. We talked about starting him, but I think he looked really, really good in limited action. I can't wait to see what he looks like when he actually knows the entire playbook and is fully utilized in that offense. But getting to the sad news, unfortunately, it isn't all positive stuff. DK Metcalf left the game against the Chargers with a knee injury. We don't even know the extent of what the knee injury is. I was looking for some stuff this morning. Couldn't find anything about it. All I saw was that x-rays were negative, which makes sense given that it's a knee injury. Our savior, the sweet prince, the RB1 himself, Breece Hall, unfortunately projected ACL injury. Robert Saleh told reporters that it is not looking good. I don't think we have a clear indication as to what it is as of yet. They'll do MRIs today and they'll tell us exactly what's going on, but it's not looking good. It is suspected knee injury. So thoughts and prayers to Breece Hall, the family, everybody. He was looking so good, ripped off a 62-yard touchdown run in that game just to unfortunately have this knee injury. Nico Collins left the game with a groin injury. David Njoku apparently has a minor ankle sprain. It wasn't considered that serious, but he did leave the game in a walking boot and on crutches. Mike Williams suffered a sprained ankle late in the game. Unfortunately, Mike Williams is looking like a high ankle sprain too. So potentially could be a few weeks without Mike Williams. And even when he does come back, not looking good. And then Corey Davis potentially has an MCL sprain. Could easily get overlooked in that awful Jets and Denver games. But yeah, not great for anybody involved. We'll see what happens with Elijah Moore, but it could be the Garrett Wilson show going forward if Corey Davis is injured.
Woof. I just put injuries. I'm writing down the notes. It's just injuries. So we're like, let's just talk about it from the top. Let's talk about Christian McCaffrey. All right. So he did look good. He looked good. And he's going to produce. It's a better offensive line. They got better weapons. They got foots put in ass by Kansas City yesterday because they have no quarterback. You look at that trade, man, to give up a second, a third, a fourth, and then a fifth in 2024, and they don't have their first rounder because of the Trey Lance deal. I said this in the Discord, man. They better win a Super Bowl like next year. And Trey Lance better be the guy. Lance better be the guy. Because you're giving up all this capital for a running back. And then you trade it up to get a quarterback who it's going to be 2 years where he's done nothing. 1 year of FCS football. Like, could John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan be wrecking this franchise before our eyes? I'm just asking the question. You trade away 3 firsts to move up to get Trey Lance. And right now, we don't know what he is. You trade second, third, fourth, and a 5th round pick to get a running back. And granted, CMC's a great back. But how much did he help them win yesterday? They got put in ass early. Yeah. And I don't care if he would have been up to speed or not. They weren't. It's the quarterback. It's Jimmy Garoppolo, man. It's Jimmy G. He's awful.
It is definitely Jimmy G. It's definitely Jimmy G. But I think, Ray, one of the bigger points here is that the defense has not been good. Right? Early in the season, this was a defense that was, top 5, especially in the secondary, 2 of the best safeties in the league. They're getting shredded every week now. The past 2 weeks, they've been allowing a ton of points, allowing yards through the air. That's the bigger concern is, we can say Jimmy G's not the guy. We know that, right? But they're trading for Christian McCaffrey on the back of this defense, on the back of they have the playmakers to make enough plays to win these games. But to your point, a full Christian McCaffrey, fully knowing the playbook, integrating the offense, they're probably still losing that game because that's how great Kansas City played, and they're on the road in that game. So I don't know what they do, but to your point, if Trey Lance isn't that guy, we're going to know pretty quickly that's not good. And I think it's more of an indictment on John Lynch.
They're saying the 49ers are projected to get 3 third-round picks as comp. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care about that. You traded 3 first-round picks to get a quarterback that has done nothing. You trade a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth next year to get a running back. A running back, man. And I get it. CMC is great, but he's a running back. You don't you can find them. Deontay Foreman and Chuba Hubbard. They both had 100 yards rushing. They both of them had 100 rushing yards. Tyrion Davis-Price played yesterday. You spent a 3rd-round pick on running backs the past 2-3 years in a row. I don't care about their comp 3rd-rounders. You trade 3 firsts for a quarterback. We don't know what he is. You trade all this capital for a running back. We don't know what he is. If Trey Lance isn't the guy, where does San Francisco go from where they're at? And we know he's going to be the starter because they gave up the pick.
They got no
we
choice
know
now.
We know that, right? I know that, but it just seems like a situation where we look back 2-3 years from now when Shanahan's not there, when maybe Lynch, and we're like, damn, they really wrecked that shit, man.
But do you think there's a world where Shanahan keeps his job and Lynch doesn't? Because to be fair
Fire
to Shanahan,
needs to be on his ass too.
He is. I don't know if he's doing the best he can do, but it seems like he's doing the best he can do. Like, he's still winning games. He obviously had a phenomenal season last year.
Now he's doing the best he can do. Come on, man.
Well, I'm just saying,
that's not the standard he should be held to.
But is he doing a bad job? At his job, being the head coach of the San Francisco 49ers, he's doing a bad job.
I'm not saying he's doing a bad job, but you got to win still. And when you trade your future,
but is that
away,
on Shanahan or is that on Lynch?
That's on the both.
They're one and the same. They're one and the same.
Two peas in a pod. Probably.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably a little bit, right? But I think we could see a scenario where Lynch goes because of all these moves are on the GM. They fire Lynch, but they keep Shanahan because they like what he's built and what he's done for that offense, which I could see.
Man, it's wild. It's wild. Well, let's just dive into it, man. Like some of the top takeaways and stories of this past week. What do we got on the docket, Jay?
This is probably my favorite one.
Talk to me.
Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers cooked.
Are they?
Per the notes.
Yeah,
Per the notes.
Per the note.
Cooked.
I'm asking the question. I talked about this last night on the stream with Bleacher Report. Make sure y'all tap in. Sunday nights after the final game, I do the NFL recap with Bleacher Report. So come check out the app. Check GK out on the app. But was talking about this last night. I'm asking the question, are they – I don't want to hear – here's the thing, Jay. I don't want to hear any damn excuses for Tom Brady.
Nope.
None. Zero. I don't want to hear about the line. I don't want to hear about Todd Bowles. I don't want to hear about anything other than the GOAT, Tom Brady. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette, Rashad. I don't want to hear it. They're out there 13-point favorites versus Carolina. 13-point favorites. And they got 2 foots put in their ass. 2 foots at the same. I don't even know how you do that. I could put 1 foot in an ass. 2 foot in an ass at the same time. That's a unique talent. That is something. 2 foot in ass. And they got that done to them by the Carolina Panthers. Pounded it down their throat. Harassed Tom Brady from start to finish. They're 3-4. That Carolina is 1 game out of the division lead at 2-5.
Worst division in football.
The worst division in football. The worst. I don't want to hear it. And Tom Brady's up there with his fucking chiseled jaw and his skinny neck talking about he wants to play forever. I don't want to see him play forever if he's going to play like this. He is ruining my Scott Fishbowl team. I'll tell you that. What do you think about is Tom Brady? What's the issue in Tampa Bay?
I think it's that they can't run the ball. You know, we talk about how is Tom Brady cooked. I think we're seeing that in some ways Leonard Fournette is legitimately cooked. Like, he can't get to the edge. He can't push the pile, it seems. The offensive line is bad, but when he's going 8 for 19, getting stuffed on 3rd and 1, stuffed on 4th and 1, and we've seen this happen time and time again. It wasn't an exclusive to just this game environment. Happened against the Saints twice. It happened against a few other teams because I've watched a couple of these games. You know, you look at the game against Pittsburgh. It's not looking good, right? Then you look at this game. Yes, Mike Evans drops a surefire touchdown.
Dropped one,
early in the game. But that's not saving them when they're losing 21-3. So I'm not really sure where they go from here. I thought rock bottom was last week versus Pittsburgh. You lose to Kenny Pickett and Mitch Trubisky. What do you follow it up with? A loss to the Carolina Panthers.
To P.J. Walker. Almost a perfect quarterback rating for P.J. Walker out there.
Imagine being Christian McCaffrey. Thursday, you get traded. Oh, I'm going to the Niners. Yes.
Gonna get a win.
Finally going to win a game. Yeah. Going to get a win, right?
They're going to get their asses kicked without me, right? Yeah, no CMC.
Joke's on you.
Chuba Hubbard out there running like he was at Oklahoma State. Deontay Foreman looked like the Texas version of Deontay Foreman. DJ Moore catching touchdown passes. Brian Burns getting sacks. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. They got 2 foots put in ass by Carolina as 13-point favorites. I don't want to hear it, man. Mike Evans catches that pass. It just takes 1 foot out of the ass. There's still another one in there. Yeah. There's still another one in there. Let's pivot and talk about Aaron Rodgers, though. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, God.
He's out there. Listen, man. I'm looking across the board, Jay, at all these quarterbacks. Who's playing well?
Bad.
Who's playing
Ain't
well?
nobody playing well. Nobody.
Which one of these guys that we wanted to be the guy? Russell Wilson stinks. Aaron Rodgers stinks. Tom Brady stinks. Stinks. They smell. You know what they're playing like? Let me tell you how they're playing right now. Rodgers, Brady. They're playing like any parent out there, and you guys will get it. Jay, you will not understand, but one day you will understand. There's this little contraption called a diaper genie, right? It looks like a futuristic spaceship, and you step on it and you open it up and you throw the shit baby diapers in there. But by the end of the week, that thing it's like a snake of shit diapers, and you open it, man, I'm telling you, if you got sinuses, it will clear you out. It smells like death in a can. If you could sell death in a can, just scoop some of that diaper genie air up, seal it up, open it, smell it, and you'll die. That's what it smells like. That's how they're playing. They're playing like what a diaper genie smells like. Absolute shit. And I don't want to hear any excuse. Rodgers doesn't have weapons. They've been saying he can make anybody great, right? You got Sammy Watkins plodding around down there as a wide receiver. Romeo Doubs dropping balls left and right. I mean, what is going on with these two quarterbacks, man?
I don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. I get Tom Brady. We need to give Tom Brady a little bit of respect. He still looks better than Aaron Rodgers, and he's 45, right? Like, he's got better players around him. But Aaron Rodgers, it just seems like can't do anything. Like, they only ran for 38 yards on 12 carries yesterday against the Commanders, right? Which they've been getting run all over.
Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. Jay.
A.J. Dillon is dead. Like, no targets for A.J. Dillon. 4 carries, 15 yards. Aaron Jones at least caught 9 passes, 53 yards, and two touchdowns.
Yeah, he was come back in.
His day through the air. But, I mean, outside of that, what do we want in this offense? Allen Lazard, 655. Aaron Rodgers couldn't even get 200 yards. Did obviously throw for the 2 touchdowns. To get just clapped by the Commanders. And Taylor Heineke. After Taylor Heineke threw a pick 6. I think he threw multiple pick 6s.
Well, they got called back. They kept getting called back.
Just, 30 carries on the ground between Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson. What is going on here? I don't know, man. You look at both these teams, these are supposed to be the powerhouses of the NFC. Them and the Rams, of course. The Packers, the Bucks, and the Rams supposed to be the clear head and shoulders leaders in the NFC. They stink. All of them stink. And there's no reason they're going to get any better. That's the problem. Where's the upside here?
Romeo Doubs, whatever his fucking name is, a zero burger. Jay, nothing on his 4 targets. Not a damn thing. I mean, they're killing us in fantasy football. They're killing us, man. Like, you can't, man. Like, it's almost to the point, like, do you start Rodgers? You got to start Brady. You got Godwin and Evans, and he's going to throw the ball 50 times. You got to start Brady, right? Are you starting Rodgers? Like, if you had the today, right now, don't even look at the schedule. And I just told you, Aaron Rodgers or Daniel Jones, who you starting next week?
Daniel Jones.
Yeah, y'all laughed at me when I've kept saying from the beginning of the season, buy Daniel Jones, buy Daniel Jones, buy Daniel Jones. Right now, we keep talking about comeback player of the year, coach of the year. Is Daniel Jones a comeback player of the year candidate?
No, unfortunately, he's not.
Why not? Why not?
On any other team, he would be. But when you're playing with Saquon Barkley, unfortunately, Saquon Barkley is the locked and loaded comeback player of the year. I don't think Jones can pass him. I don't think Jones will ever have the stats to pass him, right? Barkley is literally like getting 25, 30 carries a game.
6-1 Giants, baby. 6-1.
Giants and Jets get a win again. What's that, 3 weeks in a row now? I think 3 weeks in a row, Jets and Giants both win.
They keep doing it. The Jets are fine. Okay, let's start with the Giants. Right now, it's crazy to say this. If I told you at the beginning of the season, Jay, I want pieces of the Giants offense over pieces of the Packers offense, you would say I've lost it, right? You'd be like, I need a new host. Ray is off the rails. Right now, give me Saquon. Give me Daniel Jones. Give me Wan'Dale Robinson, who looked damn good.
Yep.
Wan'Dale Robinson.
50 yards.
I think you'll do the waiver show. You'll have that out today or tomorrow. Yeah. I'm sure Wan'Dale will be. He'll be one of the top waiver pickups in redraft leagues for the fossils out there that still play that. Wan'Dale Robinson, but Daniel Jones, 200 passing, 100 rushing yards, not turning the ball over, not taking sacks. They're 6-1. You've got to give Brian Daboll credit, man, for what he's done with this team defensively. Travis Etienne, for everything that he's not, we know what he is. He's an explosive player. He rips off a run where it looks like he's taking it to the house. You know who ran him down?
No.
Kayvon Thibodeau, the damn DN. And you want to talk about, he didn't love the game. Kayvon Thibodeau doesn't love the game. Doesn't give effort. He's running defensive end, chasing down a running back 50 yards down the field. This team is playing for Daboll. I want pieces of the Giants offense.
Yep.
Give me Wan'Dale, give me Saquon Barkley, give me Daniel Jones, man. This is a team, they're out of quarterback contention. You could cancel
there's no
Christmas.
way now.
They're not getting any Bryce Young. They're not getting any CJ Stroud. They're not getting any Hendon Hooker. They're not getting any Will Levis. This is a team that I don't see them losing again until November 24th versus the Dallas Cowboys. Now, they do have a tough matchup this week versus Seattle. This should be a good one. I believe they got You don't think so? I think so. They just put foot in ass against the Chargers.
Well,
Seattle just put foot in. You
want to talk about job security? Let's talk about Brandon Staley's job security.
His security should have been on question. It should be shaky because he should have lost another 2 or 3 games, Brandon Staley.
But are the Giants if the Giants are at home though? Because the thing is, Seattle's defense still is no good. Seattle's defense is still no good.
But offensively,
right?
they could score.
And the problem is we saw that you can run on the Giants. Initially in the season, it looked like they did have a very stout running game, but Travis Etienne did look good. Kenneth Walker obviously looked great yesterday, right? 164, 2 tubs, ripped off a big long run. Ray, you okay over there?
Walker, yes,
okay over there?
baby, yes. Woo-hoo,
In
so
check,
good.
Unfortunately, we lose one, but we get another one. He's back. But I mean, the Chargers are terrible, so what else is new there?
Fucking James Robinson didn't do a damn thing in there.
0 carries, Ray. 0. Remember when he was back? 0 carries. What? 1 target. Was he even on the field at all?
Fucking trade him.
JaMychal Hasty got a carry. Zay Jones got a carry.
Trade him. We didn't talk about the Commanders, man. B-Rob plodding his way to 73 yards. Man.
He is a legit plotter.
I told you this.
As legit
I told you. And remember, people were trying to pump him up there. I told you he was a plotter.
Like a little bit. When I see this guy try to get to the edge, it looks like Zeke trying to get to the edge. And he is 23 years old.
Zeke's got more explosion than B-Rob. Zeke's got more explosion than B-Rob, man. He is, and here's the thing. They're going to keep slamming him up the A-gap 20 times a game, too. They're going to keep doing it.
Yep.
They're going to keep doing it. Take the over on Brian Robinson carries. Prize Picks, use the promo code WAKEUP. Take the over. Man, we had a good weekend. If y'all want to win some, we made some good money this weekend. We made some good money. All right, what else we talking about?
So
who else is on the notes? I put it all. Just pick one. Pick one. We can talk about it all. Pick one, damn it.
Can we talk about Arthur Smith and what he's doing out in Atlanta? Because Drake London and Kyle Pitts,
dead.
We can't start them, right? There's no way.
They're damn near droppable in redraft.
Is there a worse coaching tree in the NFL than Mike Vrabel's?
Bro,
Mike Vrabel's coaching tree is right now not looking so good.
Jay, I literally thought I was watching the Nebraska Cornhuskers from like the early 2000s. They're lining up in fucking I formation, baby, running the triple option, slamming it up the middle with a fullback. I'm just like, one wide receiver, power formation, the same formation I ran in high school with that jersey back there. Jay, I'm hitting the wrong thing. It's the jersey I wore back there. Power I. That's what they're doing. Atlanta's so bad. They're so bad, Jay. What are we doing?
Down 21 points and still establishing it.
Bro.
Establish it, baby.
I'm sweating.
I'm sweating. And it worked.
I'm sweating right now. I'm so hot.
Yep.
I'm so hot, Jay.
Okay, so let's talk about Marcus Mariota. 8 for 13, 124, 1 touchdown on a 75-yard bomb to Damiere Byrd.
Fucking Damiere Byrd.
Damiere Byrd. Not even Olamide Zaccheaus. Shout out Damiere Byrd.
Not even Brian Edwards.
No, well, I don't even know if he's on the team anymore. Drake London, one reception, 1 target, 9 yards. Kyle Pitts, 3 receptions, 9 yards, 5 targets, and 1, Ray, this close inches to a touchdown for Kyle Pitts.
And it's
you thought he'd make it. You thought they'd overturn it. They didn't. And who'd they give it to? Tyler Algier. Ran it up the
I
the
formation, just slamming
great.
it up the middle. They are unstartable. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, redraft.
Yeah,
You can
can't
drop
do it.
Drake. You honestly, you could drop Drake London and redraft. Drop him. Drop him. He's
yeah,
clogging your
it's not
redraft roster.
happening.
Go get Tyquan Thornton. Go get any other receiver. You can't play him. They don't even. They're throwing the ball 15 times a game, man. In the NFL. In the NFL, Jay.
Yeah. It's crazy because in what league does this ever work? In college this doesn't work. You can't throw the ball 15 times in college and win a game.
At Georgia Tech or Navy.
Yeah, Georgia Tech. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fucking that's the
about
only place it
fucking
works.
Yeah.
Not in the National Football League. You're down 21.
But they established it and it worked.
Man, baller
To be
of the
fair,
week.
on that drive, it worked.
Let's stay in that game. Baller of the week.
Thank
Baller
goodness.
of the week. Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow, 500 total yards.
Yeah, man.
481 through the air. 4
Yeah.
touchdowns, 1 on the ground, 3 through the air. Baller of the week. Thank goodness. It was going to be Andy Dalton, and then Joe Burrow saved us.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, Ray.
And he
Wide
had 20
receiver 1 and 2 on the week. Yeah, 20 rushing yards.
Well, I was gonna say you have Jamar Chase is the wide receiver baller of the week. Remember there was some panic over Chase, not really doing that well. Man, boom, back-to-back weeks, just smashing. Tyler Boyd had what, 5 for 8
He
for
was wide receiver
155?
2.
Wow.
Yeah, wide receiver 2, 8 for 155 and a touchdown. Yeah, both these guys, wide receiver 1 and 2 with Burrow.
What do you
QB1.
What do you think the conversation is in the Atlanta locker room? Like after the game. Like, bro, we're down 21 points and we're still fucking running the ball. Like, what do you think London and Pitts are saying?
Probably the same shit Elijah Moore's saying.
Trade me.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Drake
get me
London
the
saying
fuck
trade
outta
me.
here.
He's a rookie. Trade me. Get me out of here.
Man.
Arthur Smith is terrible. And they better start losing too before they get stuck right in that zone where they're picking
Ray,
15th overall and they don't.
They're 3-4 too, right? So they're at the top. They're in division contention right now in the NFC South. They're ready to go. They're ready to beat the Bucs, which is insane. But yeah, I mean, these guys smashed. Hayden Hurst, tight end start of the week, 6 receptions, 48 yards. I'll take it. Higgins still 5 receptions, 93 yards.
They almost had 3 100-yard receivers, and Atlanta still decided to say no need to put the ball in harm's way with Marcus Mariota. He went 8 for 8 complete.
Bad. Really bad. And this is every week. It's like just insane. You know, what are they doing? How many plays did they even run? Like, oh my God, it's just terrible.
29 rush attempts, 13 pass attempts.
13 pass attempts plus 3 dropbacks on sacks. It's just
on sacks.
Bad. Just, you talk about bad offense. There you go. And they scored all their points in the second quarter, which is just nuts. They actually outscored the Bengals in the second quarter.
I don't even know, man. Let's talk about a more entertaining game. The Houston Texans, Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders 38-20. Josh Jacobs, Jay. Josh Jacobs.
Baller.
This week. I mean, absolute baller. Let's pull him up. Josh Jacobs, baller of the week. 20 for 143, 3 touchdowns. This man is playing like he wants a deal. And you know what's going to happen? He's going to finish the season with like 1,500 rushing yards. He's going to get paid, and then he's going to be awful every game after this season. You know what's going to happen too. You
think so, eh? I gotta give a little bit of credit here. I gotta be honest, Ray. I think we owe Josh McDaniels a small apology.
I've been in.
Still terrible. Well, I don't know if you've been in. But the running game, right, that he brought from New England and has been successful in the NFL. He has brought that to the Raiders, and he has made Josh Jacobs an extremely fantasy relevant running back. And I think this is the biggest takeaway here. Say what you want about Carr and the passing game, and that's bad. That is not good right now. Devontae Adams did do his thing. 9 targets, 8 receptions, 95 yards. Cool, whatever. Where's my touchdown? Thanks, Mac Hollins. But he has turned Josh Jacobs into a legitimate RB1. And the question remains, Ray, where do we rank him in Dynasty? Because he doesn't have his deal yet. We expect they're probably going to bring him back. How do they not bring this guy back when he's been so good? Where do we rank him in Dynasty? Because you think about all the running backs out there. Alvin Kamara's not doing well.
Yeah.
Javonte Williams hurt. Christian McCaffrey got a bump, right? But older. Josh Jacobs is actually still really young. I believe he's only going to be 25 after this season. So
Yeah,
where do you want to rank him?
How's he been in the league like 8 years and he's still 24 years old? Right
Came
now,
out at 20, right?
Right now, I have him in the third tier. It's the C tier. It's in the same tier as Dalvin Cook, Joe Mixon, Aaron Jones, Alvin Kamara, Derrick Henry, A.J. Dillon, J.K. Dobbins, Damian Pierce, Josh Jacobs, Leonard Fournette, Ramondre Stevenson. But I haven't updated. J.K. is going to fall out of this tier. A.J. Dillon's going to fall out of this tier.
Yep.
Dalvin probably.
So who's in tier 2? Would you bump him into tier 2?
Tier 2
with
for
I'm
me
assuming
in my
Swift.
rankings.
Is Najee still in there?
In my rankings, patreon.com/allgas. Kenneth Walker. This is this week. Kenneth Walker, CMC, DeAndre Swift, Nick Chubb, Javonte Williams, Austin Eckler, Najee Harris at the bottom of it. Does he slide into that tier? I don't see.
I think you put him
I don't
right
see
below
any reason.
Nick Chubb, right
I don't
around
see
there.
any reason why Najee's in it and Josh Jacobs isn't.
Yep.
I don't see why not. So yeah, I can make that
100%.
adjustment. I can make that. I don't fuck around with my rankings weekly like a lot of people are doing.
Yeah.
Like it takes.
But I think we could stay like right around top 10, right? Like I think you make the
Yes.
case for him being top 10 dynasty, and then where he slots in that top 10.
Name 10 running backs you'd rather have.
7 to
well,
9.
Now if we throw in the 23 guys, I would take Gibbs and.
I still think really you take Gibbs over Jacobs.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's go top 10. Let's go top 10
I
dynasty
think
running
that's
backs.
So you got to have Breece in the top 10. You got to have JT in the top 10. You're putting. Well, the problem is where do you put Javonte?
Breece
Is
Hall.
Javonte in the top 10, even though he's hurt?
Let's not do those ones yet. So JT, Breece Hall,
Breece, Christian
Swift,
McCaffrey's in the top 10. Swift can be in the top 10.
CMC,
Right.
Kenneth Walker.
Then you talk about
Kenneth Walker.
K9's definitely
Bijan
in
Robinson. We're not in
Bijan.
order. We're just saying Gibbs,
there.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah, he's a fringe guy, I think, but yeah. Would you throw Pierce in there?
We're
Probably
gonna get to
not,
Pierce.
but-
Well, we'll get to Pierce. Well, are you gonna?
Because you got Najee, AK, Dalvin. Well, Chubb is top 10 for sure.
Saquon.
Yep.
Nick
Chubb.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of who else we even throw in there at this
So
point.
right now we got
Austin
1,
Eckler.
2, 3,
Austin Eckler
4,
probably
5,
is still in
6,
there. He's been
7,
so
8,
good.
9. Austin Eckler is 10. Austin Eckler would be 10. Are you putting Josh Jacobs over any of those guys?
I think you should put him over Gibbs, man. I like Gibbs, but I don't think he's locked and loaded to be the guy, right? Like if we're projecting Jacobs as, a potential starting running back on the Raiders, this heavy workload, I mean, he's probably top 10. People are saying Ramondre Stevenson. I think that's a good point to make.
I'll take Pierce over Stevenson. I'd take Pierce over Stevenson.
So, Ray, the only reason why I kind of disagree from this conversation is today I'm kind of with you, but people need to understand that Damian Harris should be off the roster next season, right?
I feel you.
And we've seen what it's looked like with Ramondre Stevenson being the bell cow. Is he going to actually be the bell cow? I don't really suspect that to happen. But if he is, he will be very, very good for fantasy. And so that is worth pointing out because Harris is on an expiring contract. They're definitely not bringing him back. But I think you can make the case for Josh Jacobs right around top 10 in the league. Maybe you want to take him over Eckler or Chubb. I probably wouldn't do it, but the conversation can be made because he is a little bit younger.
And we forgot ETN too. I think ETN is inside that top 12-ish. He's
got to be in there, yeah.
ETN.
Got to be in there for sure.
Jacobs, I'll just say, let's be conservative. He's top 15 for what that's worth.
Oh, for sure.
For whatever that's worth.
Yeah.
But Damian Pierce on the other side, I keep seeing people say that Houston's going to draft another running back and replace Pierce. Stop. No, they're not. This dude's a fucking monster, man. And he's got a ton of tread left on the tires. They're committed to him. He's one of the only backs that's getting consistent weekly 20-plus touches a game. And he just continues to carry the team. Not only did he have 20 rush attempts, he had 4 receptions on 4 targets. Like, you're talking about an absolute workhorse in Damian Pierce. 7th in the NFL in attempts, 6th in rushing yards. He's got 3 touchdowns. He's averaging almost 5 yards a clip. He's everything that you could want from a young rookie running back. Houston is not going to replace him next year. Stop it. So if you have Damian Pierce, if you can get a first for him, I would still make that move. But we're long gone are the days of trade Damian Pierce for any second-round pick. Remember that? Fun fucking times, right? Good times.
Those were the days.
Yeah, those were
so what
the
are you
days.
trading to get Kenneth Walker? Now that he's a top 5 running back in Dynasty.
Let's talk about Ken Walker then. Let's talk about Kenneth Walker. What, 168 yards?
69. something like that. Led the week in
Let me
rushing
tell-
yards. Our
let me tell you what's-
boy Dave threw a ticket on that.
Let me tell you
Everything's
that's awesome. Shout out Dave, man. Shout out to Discord. Let me tell you what's so, like, you watch Kenneth Walker, and if you guys didn't follow him early in his collegiate career at Wake Forest,
no.
you know what I'm talking about. He'll get
You
the ball.
see
and then,
those
like,
runs, right?
He'll stand behind the line and just kind of like stand there and pat his feet, and I'm like, run. And then all of a sudden,
Where's Mel
boom.
Tucker?
Yeah,
Fucking yelling in
where's
his
Mel
ear,
Tucker?
right? Like-
Go. And once he puts his foot in the ground and goes, it's special, man. He looks like a young Lynch. He looks like he's big,
Yeah.
22 miles per hour on that run. The
Really?
fastest ball carrier
Damn.
in the NFL this year, 22 miles per hour for Kenneth Walker. Where does he rank? Should he be in tier 1 with Saquon, with JT? I'm gonna move
I
Breece
couldn't
Hall.
do it.
Is there
I don't
even
think I
a
could
tier?
put him in
Is there
tier
even
one.
who's tier 1 running back? Who's tier 1? Is it just Saquon? Saquon
is
and
it
JT?
Saquon with the age?
What's up?
Okay, Ray, let's have the conversation, right?
I
'Cause
just
this
don't
is what
like
people-
running
This
back.
is what
I
we're
just don't.
talking
I just
about.
want.
This is
Here's
what we're
my
talking
hold
about
on. Let me
now.
say this. My dynasty philosophy. I just need one running back, bro. Give me one of them. Give me Saquon. Give me Kenneth Walker. I just need one, and I could backfill with the Singletaries. I could backfill with
Yep.
the Deonta Foremans. I just need one. I don't need 2, 3, 4. Give me one of Saquon. Give me one JT. Give me one Kenneth Walker, and I'll figure out the rest. I don't need a bunch of them. I don't. I am
100%.
not the heavy RB drafter. I'm 0 to no RB truther over here from now until Kingdom Come. But I don't. Where is Kenneth Walker ranked? What are people saying? Let's see what the people are saying.
I mean, I'd say somewhere around top, probably maybe 5 to 7-ish, because you're going to take him probably because of age, right? Obviously, the workload is phenomenal for him. He'll keep getting that probably every week. Pete's going to keep pounding him. So, I mean, I think that's where we're at. But, you know, for us and how we draft teams, like, we're not going to really get many of these guys because first round, we take our quarterbacks. We do not want to get stuck with these bad quarterbacks. We've talked about this already in this show, how bad the quarterback play is. But I think that, you know, when you look at the landscape of dynasty and fantasy football, like, you need really good wide receivers that can blow up like Jamar Chase, and you need high-end quarterbacks. But the running backs just aren't really getting it done, and they're getting hurt and all this stuff. And Josh is asking in the chat, is Walker better than Chubb? The answer is no, in my opinion.
No.
But he is a lot younger. And so if you want to take him over Chubb, I can't blame you for that. Chubb is the leading rusher, most 20-yard runs in the NFL, leading the league by a mile. But Kenneth Walker is a lot younger on a competent offense, which I didn't think I'd be saying this season, and looking really good. So if you want to take him over to Chubb, I don't hate it.
All right. What else are we talking about? What other crap happened this weekend?
Ray, are you buying low on the Carolina Panthers? And are you buying low? You actually did buy low, so I have to give you a little bit of credit. You did buy low on DJ Moore. Where are you at with DJ Moore now? Would you be going out trade for him? Because he did score a touchdown, right? He did have a pretty good fantasy week. But the issue is now is like, is his value now gone up to where it's like people are asking a first? And are we paying that for DJ Moore?
I don't know if people are paying that, but I do want DJ Moore. He's still incredibly young. He's incredibly talented. And right now, what's about to happen with this offense is they're just, as long as Phillip Walker or Sam Darnold are at the helm, they're just going to keep throwing to him, right? They'll just keep throwing to him. But here's the thing. Carolina will be drafting their quarterback of choice, no doubt, next year. New coach, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. DJ Moore's locked up. He's got the security. I'm absolutely in on DJ Moore. I did trade for him this past week. I moved away
Do you remember what the trade was?
I traded Drake
Seven
London.
Goldring's asking the chat.
I traded Drake London and Isaiah
yes, that's
Pacheco
what-
and got DJ Moore plus. So
Yeah.
my thought process behind the deal is Drake London's not going to do anything for me anyway. Like, he's not this year. Like, he's just not. I
Where's
still
that
love
value
him.
going to go up from?
And they're not in as good of a position as Carolina to land a quarterback. Like, I can easily see them going into next year with Mariota or Ritter, and I just don't want to play that game with those guys, man. They're not getting a top
only one game
quarterback.
apart, right? And I don't know if they've played each other yet. So that could be a big point this season. But I think the real answer is that Arthur Smith is going to try and win the game versus Carolina, who will probably try and lose.
Yeah,
the
I'll get London back, but I am 100% in on DJ Moore. There's nothing wrong with his talent, his skill set. He's 25 years old, and he's probably going to have Bryce Young next year throwing him the ball. Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. Yeah, Give me DJ Moore. Give me DJ Moore.
Yep.
I am in on him. I don't know where the community value, like when I looked before I made that trade, Keep Trade Cut had him at wide receiver 33. Wide receiver
man, he's
33.
been down there, like in the 80s, 90s of the overall rankings in Superflex, like super low for a guy as talented as DJ Moore. But when you talk about the offense, it's not good. Do you want to touch on this question here from JV asking us about George Pickens' outlook?
I do want to touch on this because I posted this late night in the Discord and no one said anything. I post gyms and, people pay me for a service. I post stuff and nobody fucking responds. But based on how I viewed George Pickens a long time ago, for those of y'all that were around when I was doing stuff with Player Profiler and Matt Kelly, I had a whole episode dedicated to George Pickens. It was called Sweatpants Swag. George Pickens, top 2, top 3 wide receiver in the 2022 class. He gets hurt, misses majority of his season. He comes back. We see him fall to the second round. If George Pickens were in this class in 2023, based on where I had him graded as far as my film, his prospect profile, he would no doubt be the number 1 wide receiver for me in this class.
Really?
Ahead of Addison, Quentin Johnston, JSN, Kayshon Boutte. George Pickens would be my top-rated wide receiver in this 2023 class. That's how, and I've got receipts for days on George Pickens. I'm talking about from his days in high school at Hoover, Alabama. I'm like, this dude he's legit. Pittsburgh is just bad, man. I mean, we watched the game last night, but
let's get into that a little bit if you want.
Okay. All right.
So Miami won 16-10. Tua came back 21 for 35, 261, a touchdown. Now going to the other side of the ball, Kenny Pickett, 32 for 44, 257, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. But like we talked about, and we've mentioned this quite a bit, got the ball to Pratt Freiermuth a ton. 8 receptions, 75 yards, and your boy George Pickens, 6 for 61 with a nasty back shoulder touchdown. Showed off the body control that he showed off a couple weeks ago, right? With that one-handed catch. But this is really what makes him great, right? He uses his body very well, contorts himself, can make nice catches, and keep the ball away from defenders, and obviously the strong hands to finish through the catch points. So he's showing that each and every week, and clearly a favorite of Kenny Pickett. But where do we value him in Dynasty with Kenny Pickett not looking like the goods right now?
It's tough, right? It's so funny, man. You watch them, when they got inside like the red zone, and they had Pickens lined up on the right-hand side of the screen as the X. Deontay Johnson, well, technically Deontay Johnson was at the X and Pickens was at the Z. But just how big he is compared to I'd be throwing him every damn time. He's massive. His catch radius is insane. He's phenomenal. Who are you asking? Who am I valuing? Pickens or Pickett? Who are you asking about?
I was asking more about Pickens because I don't think so. To Scott's point, Scott did throw this in the chat. He said he's very encouraged by Kenny Pickett's efficiency numbers. The interceptions were bad though, right?
Yeah,
they were bad.
I'm not worried about Pickett, man. He's a young quarterback. He's trying to fight. He's trying to duel. The last interception, he just fucking threw it in there. There was a bad one.
That weren't great.
He'll learn. What he should have done on third down was take the 7-yard check down to Najee, put him in a better position if they wanted to go for it on fourth or if they wanted to kick a field goal. He tries to force it over the middle of the field. I don't know if it was tipped, but the ball was doing this. Then Javon Holland picks it off and runs it back. I'm not really concerned with Kenny Pickett. I think there are a lot of other issues going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I don't believe you could really judge Pickett on it. Let me tell you something. When I'm watching Kenny Pickett, I have a little more confidence than I do when I'm watching Zach Wilson. I don't know if y'all watched. No. Did you all watch the game? Like, real talk.
Red zone, baby. It's a savior.
Wilson was out there, when I say playing YOLO football, there was a play. And if you watch the game, y'all know what I'm talking about. He is literally on the sideline, like 1 foot out of bounds, and he chucks that bitch back across to the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And I'm
almost
thinking,
hit Conklin too, right?
And he almost completed it. I'm like, why? Why? What are you doing? He's running around like... If I were Robert Saleh, I'd be like, dude, stay in the pocket. Either throw the ball to the receiver or throw it out of bounds. There were at least 52 danger plays committed by Zach Wilson on Sunday.
His 26 attempts?
On his 26 attempts, 56 danger plays. I'm just like, dude, chill out. What are you doing? And he's running down the field, juking out defenders. He's just playing backyard football, man. It was a roller coaster of emotions watching old Zach Wilson, but they got the job done. They got the job done, but he also looks very well not good either. He looks not good.
He is Mormon Mahomes in every sense of the word, right? It's like
Yes.
you see what Mahomes does, and then you see Zach Wilson. It looks like he's trying to do the same shit, but does it at a extremely low level. It's just ridiculous to see what he's done. 16 for 26, no one over 40 yards. Michael Carter was a leading receiver. Garrett Wilson, 24 yards. Conklin, 22 yards, both on 4 receptions. The crazy thing, Ray, is they win in spite of this guy. It's like when they win with the Falcons win with Mariota. It's the exact same thing. They win in spite of his lack of ability. He didn't throw any picks. He didn't fumble. So
he didn't do anything besides run around. He just kept running around.
121 pass yards. But yeah, I'd want to see the Fitbit on his steps because it was wild how much that guy was running around back there. And I think they do have a bit of offensive line issues, but
yeah, they lost Elijah Vera Tucker in that one. Breece Hall went out. Like
yeah.
I'm not knocking Zach Wilson. It just was, if you watched it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where you're like, dude, just throw the ball away. The Lions. You want to talk about the Lions? Everyone's favorite sleeper wild card team, who are now 1-5 in prime position for a top quarterback. Amon-Ra St. Brown hurt, concussion. Jared Goff looked awful. Dak Prescott came back. That's positive.
What do you think of Dak Prescott? Do you think he was good?
Right. I thought he was okay. I thought he was fine for his first game back. I thought he was fine.
Noah Brown made some awful plays.
Yeah,
awful.
Noah Brown is. Dallas needs a number 2 receiver in the worst way. Michael Gallup, goose egg as well.
2 targets,
yeah, 2 targets. Dalton Schultz. Just you talk about leaving it all on the field for the bag. He's doing whatever it takes to get paid because he won't be able to walk at 32 years old. He's out there limping around with his knee. The biggest revelation from Dallas is Zeke Elliott and Tony Pollard they're really good. The fact that they're using both of these guys in tandem, it almost reminds me of the 2016 Dallas Cowboys, where they're like, Dak, you just manage the game. Don't turn it over. We're going to run the ball and play great defense, and then we'll win the game. That's what it feels like to me. Watching
That's what they need to do, in my
Micah
opinion,
Parsons,
right? I think
another sack. Sam Williams coming on. Michael Parsons tied for first in the league in sacks. Defensively, they're just really good.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think, this is the game plan. And early on when they were struggling, it's to me at least, it seemed like it was because they were trying to pass the ball too much. Second half, they said, let's just run it down their throats. And they did that. And I'm a little bit pissed at Mike McCarthy because Tony Pollard didn't score, breaking my parlay, but maybe I'll forgive him because we told you guys to start Tony Pollard, and he delivered, man. He was really good, and he could have had a much bigger game. He got down to the goal line twice and didn't score. Unfortunately, they didn't give him that opportunity, but he looked great, and I think he's going to continue to look great. But against this Lions D, target the running backs every week, man. This defense is just terrible.
Can I ask you a tough question? Can I ask you a tough question?
Sure. I'm all questions.
J-Mo comes back.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra's been banged up. Hadn't put a ton on wax this year because he's been hurt.
Yep. Been a while.
What happens with that passing attack?
I mean, I think the true answer is that DJ Shark, right? We didn't even talk about him. He's on IR right now, right? So he got hurt, and so he's on IR now. I think the immediate impact is that they slide him into his role. Whatever his role was, it's a bit of a lower leverage role, right? Especially to start deeper routes, clear outs, beat posts, all that kind of stuff. The things that makes J-Mo great. And then maybe there's still life for Amon-Ra St. Brown. But to your point, we don't know how they're going to use them. They were damn excited to get J-Mo. And so now you look at Amon-Ra being hurt, banged up, that alpha, that clear path, that no way you can touch me type of mentality people were on about Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Wide receiver
that's not going to
4.
exist.
At one point this season, he was wide receiver 4 value. And we said if he got to that high, you need to be shopping him. And this isn't even just this season, right? Like moving into next year, if you just had to call your shot today on October 24, 2022, who's the Lions wide receiver 1 going into next season, Amon-Ra or J-Mo? Where would you place your money?
For fantasy production, I think I would still put Amon-Ra, but I think it's very close. I think you get the PPR aspect of Amon-Ra St. Brown, but you talk about the big plays and the touchdowns, it could very well be in J-Mo's favor, right? And it just depends on how they ultimately use these guys. I don't view J-Mo as an over-the-middle type of guy. That's not really his skill set. He can run the crossers and things like that and get yards that way and get yak especially. but he's not going to do the dirty stuff that Amon-Ra does week in, week out. So I think they can work in tandem. But, for all we know, it could be J-Mo next season. And I think they want him to be that guy. Will it be next season? We'll see. But this season, if he shows well enough, and Ray, we've talked about this 1,000 times, it takes one play from J-Mo. 75 yards down the field, burn somebody, and he is going to be
a wrap.
Top 18 dynasty wide receiver at that point? Easily.
Bro, higher than that. With the way he's higher than that.
He's so fast.
All it's going to take is one play. And a 75% J-Mo is probably faster than everybody else as well. This is going to be interesting. They, too, are going to have a new quarterback, right? Now, their offensive line is still damn good. They've got a great offensive line, but it's just interesting. It's one of the things I'm learning in Dynasty. When you get you got to guess and project to a certain degree, right? And when you get these type of players that their value hits this peak level, top 5, top 4, you got to shop those cats, man. Amon-Ra got there at some point.
Well, Ray, what I'll say, right, and I think this is the bigger conversation, is that people need to really understand, like, who the true alphas are in the NFL, right? Like, George Pickens is a guy that the community loves, that could be a quote-unquote alpha, right? Like, there's people who don't want to buy A.J. Brown because, he's with Jalen Hurts and Devontae Smith is there, but, like, he's a legitimate alpha in the NFL. DK Metcalf is a legitimate alpha who will retain value over the long term. And this is my conversation with you, right? And I don't want to poo-poo on him because he had a great season. But Michael Pittman is a guy that I wasn't really in on. I didn't think people really viewed him as an alpha. Yes, his value can go to the moon, but Amon-Ra's the same type of guy. He's not that dude. Like, he's not going to be a guy who retains this value long-term as a high-end dynasty asset because he's not an alpha. He's just not. And that's no slight to him. It's just, this is how these things work. Treylon Burks could get there, right? If everything hits and everything comes together, Treylon Burks is a guy that can be that alpha. You need to understand who these guys are, because when these value spikes like Ray's talking about happen, you sell those guys because there's going to be a ton of value to be had. And you could have sold Amon-Ra probably for A.J. Brown plus at a time.
There was a time. There was a time.
Easily.
There was a time.
Right? You could sell Michael Pittman for A.J. Brown
a time.
plus.
There was a small window. Yes, there was a small window.
Right?
There was a small window.
And it's like, these are the moves you need to make, right? Getting off these, not betas, but wide receiver ones who are not alphas over the long term. That's just, you need to make these moves. And it's why I've continually tell people I will trade for A.J. Brown in every single league, because say what you want about the injuries, whatever, where his dynasty value is, he is a true alpha, and he's like 24 years old.
All right, so let's play a quick game of alpha or beta. Let's do it with the dynasty wide receivers. Let's just do it real quick.
Let's go.
All right. All right. I've got my dynasty wide receiver tiers pulled up, and everybody in the first tier, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp, alphas, right?
Alphas.
Cool. All right. A.J. Brown.
Alpha.
T. Higgins.
Beta. Unfortunately.
Jalen Waddle.
Ooh. I'm going to go with alpha, actually. I am going to go with alpha for Jalen Waddle. We didn't even talk about him at all. Great game by Jalen Waddle.
Tyreek Hill.
Alpha. Not even close.
CeeDee Lamb.
Ray, help me out. I want to say beta.
No, you fucking answer. CeeDee Lamb.
I want to say beta. I don't think he's an alpha.
Ooh. Drake London.
I don't think. I guess he's an alpha. We didn't see anything from him. I'm going to give him a pass. I'll say he's an alpha today, but
DK.
We'll alpha.
Debo.
Beta.
Michael Pittman.
Beta.
Chris Olave.
Beta.
Amon-Ra.
Yeah, he's a beta too.
All right, 2 more. Chris Godwin.
Beta. Could be
DJ Moore.
Beta. They're all betas. Every single one of them.
Okay.
That's just where I'm at. People saying Debo beta. Wow. I just think it's the reality of the situation. Ray, you go back and look to our wide receiver rankings, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The top is all alphas. Every single one of them. Diggs, Kupp, Hill. We didn't even have Waddle in there. But I think Waddle is a guy who has really surprised me. And the success he's had next to another top tier wide receiver in Tyreek Hill. And Ray, this is where the conversation comes from, right? Would you take Jalen Waddle or T. Higgins? And I think that as much as I like T. Higgins, I think I love and would rather commit to Jalen Waddle.
It's tough, man. I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I think Waddle for me too, but I don't know. That's a tough one. That's a tough
Yeah.
one.
That's the conversation I think. And I laid it out. I said, Jalen Waddle I think is an alpha. T. Higgins a beta. And I just think that's where we're at.
Man, this got the chat going. Y'all are this got him hot, man. Scott Connor is pissed. Dropped 100% on DJ Moore. All right, let's Indy versus Tennessee. Nothing to see here. The best running back on Indy, Deion Jackson, only got 2 carries for 3 yards. Unfortunate. JT 10 for 58. Give us Deion Jackson back. Derrick Henry, people have been trying to kill him for years, and he's the only running back in the league capable of carrying the ball 30 times and looking great. He's awesome, and he's never going to fall off until he's done playing because he's just awesome. That's just Derrick Henry. Baltimore escaped with the win. Lamar Jackson needs a wide receiver other than Rashad Bateman in the worst way. Mark Andrews with a big-time flop, man. Dude, 0 catches, 0 yards. All he had was 1 carry for 4 yards. And they ran a play, Jay, where they had fucking Mark Andrews at quarterback, and he pitched it to Lamar Jackson. What are we doing?
What?
You didn't see it?
Creativity.
No,
I didn't see that.
I'm not bull. Blue 42. Blue. Hut. Pitch. You think it's Gus Bus? Nah, maybe Justice Hill? No way. Kenyon Drake? Nope. Lamar Jackson, fucking tailback, hands on his legs, toss sweep to the left.
Hey, we didn't even talk about Lamar Jackson. 9 for 16, doing his best Marcus Mariota impression.
Dude,
what did he win the game?
He is pulling Zach Wilson too. He's just getting it and running around and being Zach Wilson. He's just better, and it just looks
Gus
a little
Bus
cooler. But
back.
Yeah,
the Gus Bus is back. Everyone said start Justice Hill, start Kenyon Drake. Nope, apparently it was start Gus Edwards. 16 carries, 66 yards, 2 touchdowns. Looked phenomenal. Looked great.
What'd you think of Tua last night?
I thought he was really good.
The first thing is he was getting the ball out of his hands so quick, bro. He did not want to take a sack.
But you saw the play where he scrambled for the first down and dove. You're like, dude, what are you doing?
I know we don't count almost,
the picks,
but Pittsburgh should have had 4 of them. He threw it to Pittsburgh 4 times, Jay. 4 times, and they couldn't catch the ball. He threw it directly to the defenders 4 times, man, and they could not catch interceptions. He got the ball out quick. He got it to his play. Dude, Tyreek Hill is so fast. Every time I watch him, I'm just like, this dude is on another level. But it was good to see. 13 targets, man.
13 targets.
13 targets.
Insane.
He burned me on I needed him over 76.5 receiving yards, but it was good to see Tua get the ball out of his hands quick. It's good to see him get back on the field.
Came back with a win.
Yeah, come back with a win. Anything else that we missed? Justin Herbert stinking it up this year. 51 attempts. QBR of 26. Let's talk about it real quick, Jay. Let's just talk about it. This will be what we get out on. Give me the top 5 dynasty quarterbacks. Give them to me.
Top 5?
Top 5 dynasty quarterbacks.
I don't even want to name 5. Okay, we'll go with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes.
Easy.
1 and 2.
Easy.
Okay, now is where I think I'm gonna put. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna go Burrow. Ooh, that feels gross. Burrow, Hurts, Herbert. I think is where I want to go. I could throw Lamar in there. Am I missing Kyler? No. I think that's where I'm going. Am I missing anybody drastic, like bad? I don't think so. Maybe. I think that's where I want to go. I think I want to go Burrow, Hurts, Herbert. I think that's where I'm at.
So Lamar's out of your top 5. You're kicking Lamar out.
He was kind of already out of my top 5.
Kyler?
Kind of
no Kyler?
He ain't looking that good. He's okay. He could be there. It's and then Dak's like fucking way back there somewhere.
Watson? You don't want to throw Watson up there?
Not today. No. Well, not today. No, not today. He's right around there. You could make the case for Lamar in there. I know people don't want to put Burrow in there. Burrow, prisoner of the moment, 400 yards. I get it. That's cool. Yeah. But Herbert's,
I get it.
He's
That's
not looking too good. Herbert's not looking that good. Mike Williams hurt. Keenan Allen didn't play the second half. No, thank you. Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase.
My 5 haven't changed. It's still it's Allen, Mahomes, Jackson, Herbert, Hurts. Those are my 5. Burrow.
Well, Hurts Hurts wasn't in there to start the year, was he? No way.
I'm looking at
There's
my
a little
fucking.
change.
How you gonna tell? I'm looking at my
Little
rankings
change.
right now. No, Hurts moved up.
Oh,
Yeah, he moved
well,
up.
he moved up. Okay.
Yeah, he moved up.
Austin
Hurts
Eckler,
moved-
12 receptions again. Let's go.
Yeah, where did that
Phenomenal.
come from?
But yeah, it came from every week because he dumps it down like nobody's business. They can't throw it deep.
Somebody said I have Matt Corral top 5. Get the fuck out of here.
I'd
Get
put him
outta
top
here.
5 if he was playing. Sam Howell, top 10.
Oh my
Hopefully,
gosh.
loaded,
All right,
coming
there
soon.
it is. Oh, our tight end baller of the week. We didn't even talk about it.
Jawan Johnson, let's go.
Jawan Johnson. I dropped him in some places too. And this dude goes out there.
5
and gets
receptions, 32 yards, 2 touctouchdowns.
2 touchdowns.
That's all it
Tight end
takes
baller of
to
the
be
week.
baller of the week at
That's
tight end.
it. That's all it takes. The fraudulent one, TJ Hawkinson, out receptioned again by Brock Wright or whomever it was. But
Whatever
there you
his
go.
name is.
Whatever his name is. All right, we got to get out of here. Good show. Breece Hall, man. I just don't even know. I'm still just Breece Hall, Javonte Williams, DK Metcalf. It's rough playing best ball. Dynasty best ball. That's the way. Stop playing in these lineup leagues. Everyone that still does lineup leagues, you're fossils. You use Windows 98. You still got a floppy disk. Get out of there. Normalize Dynasty best ball and stop with this lineup league stuff. Dynasty best ball is the way. Check out the Dynasty, the Destination Dynasty podcast, newsletter, link in the description. Use the promo code for some Michelle Adoro coffee. Get 15% off. Go to michelleadorousa.com. Sign up for the newsletter. You get other awesome promotions. Use the promo code Wake Up. We got prop videos, winning money, talking strategy, having fun. Y'all have a good Wednesday, man. And if I'm out there working out at 5 a.m. with a blown Achilles, what's y'all's excuse? What's your excuse, Jay, for not getting out there?
I was up late. I was up late putting in your NBA Prize Picks plays that I believe you played prior to the show, right? I was doing that, and I was preparing for the show. So,
all right, go get a workout in, everybody. All right, we're out of this thing. See y'all on Wednesday. Peace. Thank y'all for watching the Wake Up Show with myself and Jay Rich. If you finished the show and you're still hanging around and have yet to hit the thumbs up button or subscribe to the channel, do that right now and turn them alerts on while you're at it. If you want more exclusive access to me, Jay Rich, the entire Destination Devy team, patreon.com/allgas gives you that access. Make sure you subscribe to the newsletter for free 99 content. And if you want to get in on that action, use the promo code WakeUp over on Prize Picks for a 100% deposit match up to $100 for first-time users, and a brand new show dropping on the Mojo YouTube channel. Myself and Jay Rich will be talking about these players and their value from a stock market perspective every single week this fall over on Mojo. It's all gas all the time. Love y'all. I'm out of this thing. Peace.